Tunisia, and although it's famous for its like package deal holidays, big beaches, big hotels, all you've got to do is get off the beaten track, scratch the surface a little bit, and a whole new world will open up to you. Then I'm off to Libya, which is the land that the West forgot, and even today travellers are scared to travel there. But it's a shame because it's got some incredible ancient architecture and some of the most stunning scenery that you'll ever see in your life. Tunisia and Libya lie on the north coast of Africa. Tunisia is the smallest country in the region and is dwarfed by its neighbours Libya and Algeria. My journey begins in the Tunisian capital of Tunis. Then I make my way south to the incredible moonscape of Matmata before heading to the region of Kazors, to Libya and onto the capital Tripoli. From there I make my epic journey south to the Sahara and the incredible Caucasus Mountains. As an introduction to North Africa, Tunis is a nice, easy and gentle option, especially if you're coming from the west. It actually feels more like any other Mediterranean city, and that's not surprising because it was a French protectorate right up until the 1950s. Alas, I've only got a morning to cram it all in and see it, so I can't stand here chatting. Got to run around. Woo! Tunis feels more like a large town. The European influence can be seen in its architecture and the easygoing character of the people. This is the Central Market, and it's probably the perfect place to start my small tour of Tunis. The Central Market is the largest food and vegetable market in Tunisia. They get fresh fruit and veg here all year round, and most people in the city come and shop here at least once a week. This is what you need for a long journey, just a little light snack there, a few little snails. I just might have to get a little bag. Yeah, can I have a bag? Bag of... Oh well, if no one's on the store then maybe next time. Can I try one? Yeah? Now, going to get oranges instead. The Central Market opens early, and this is the best time to capture its colour and atmosphere. Now what I need is a bit of food to kick-start me off in the morning. Something cheap, something local. And this is what I'm looking for. If you see these glazed ceramic bowls outside a cafe, then you know it's a sign of a Leb-Lebi stall. Right, yeah. So I get the bread. Sandwich?
Yeah.
Right there. So go rip up the bread. Chuck it in the bowl. Ready. Thank you. This has got to be the chickpeas. Yeah, look at that. There they go. 2 bowls full. Oh, that looks like the hot red chilli. Bit of salt. This is cumin powder. Oil. A little bit too much. Oh, no. That's a half cooked egg, I think. Bit of tuna. And I think they're capers. Yeah, they're capers. Oh, wow. Whew. Blimey, that smells good. But to be honest, that egg was really, really unnecessary. Okay. Here we go. This is my first time with Leb-Lebi. Oh. Oh, it's really soft. But quite stodgy, quite filling. Plenty of chili in there. Whew. Not sure about breakfast, but it's going to fill you up. Is leblebi served just for breakfast, or is it all day?
No, just for breakfast.
Right. When do they finish it?
At 1, 11 midday.
Yeah. Was it like the poor man's dish or something?
Yeah. No, it was for poor man dish. Now it's for everybody.
Yeah.
And now, for example, it's a new fashion that after the nightclubs, when young people they come out from the nightclubs, they go to have leblebi at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Really? Wow. Actually, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I heard also that it was good for hangovers. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not bad too.
Not convinced, eh? No. It's just something to eat. Rather than kebab late at night, you go for a leblebi, don't you? Bowl of leblebi will cost you about 70 cents and will keep you going for about a day. This is the Medina, or the Arab Quarter. It's the old part and also the heart of the city. In there is like a warren of small little alleys, tiny little streets, shops crammed on top of each other. And you can buy anything from Levi's to jewellery, carpets to coffee tables. Just preparing myself to get in there. I'm ready. The Medina is divided into different areas, or souks, each specialising in different goods, ranging from souvenirs to jewellery to chachir, the traditional Tunisian headwear.
The original colour is red. Tunisian colour is red. The other colours are for the
What's
tourists.
this one? Ah.
Yes, you exported for Libya.
Libya?
Yes.
Right, okay. So this is the Tunisian one, yeah?
This is the
So if I wear this, through the market, I look like a local. Look at this, perfect gift. If you're going shopping, you've got to keep your wits about you. I've got a few tips for you. Number 1 is you've got to be firm. Don't let anyone sell you something that you don't want. Whatever you do, don't look anyone in the eye, because once you have, they've got you. Don't buy anything that's too large, because then you've got to cart it around for the rest of your journey. Remember, might look good now when you're on holiday, you're having fun, getting a bit carried away, but when you get home, what's it really going to look like, eh? In the heart of the Medina is this mosque. It's called Zaytuna, and it's the oldest mosque in Tunis. And if you look around and see all these pillars, they're actually recycled from the ancient city of Carthage. This stone can also be found in many other sites in North Africa and Europe. And have a look at this. This is actually an ancient clock. When the Mezzan, the guy who calls everyone to prayers 5 times a day, to know when to do it, he uses this. I can't work out myself. I know that's a month, but... Get a wristwatch. This clock is a variation on the traditional sundial, allowing the Mezzan to accurately divide the day for prayers. Tunisia is a devoutly Islamic country, but despite this, women here seem to have a greater freedom than in other Islamic regimes. In Tunisia, I don't see many women wearing the veils. Why is that?
The veil is it's a true Islamic feature, but it was a specificity of the former centuries. It's not practical at all now. Women in Tunisia are completely different from the other Arabian women. I think because since the beginning of the post-colonial era, we had a very pro-women government.
As a consequence of these freedoms, women may have an easier time travelling here. Well, I suppose this is the first part of my journey, really. I'm going down south to a place called El Jem, so I've come to the Louage station. Tunisia actually has a really good bus and train service, but most people travel in Louage. And what that is it's a shared taxi, but the trouble is you've got to find the taxi going to El Jem, then you've got to wait for it to get filled up, So he could be here a long time. Is that El Jem? Is that El Jem? El Jem?
Yes, it's here.
Hey, I made it. Not that I didn't believe you, but I was just double checking. There's two of us. We've just got to wait, maybe, or we might just go. It's a 2.5-hour journey to El Jem. From there, I'll catch the night train to the desert town of Metlawi. The small town of El Jem is dwarfed by the huge ancient Roman Colosseum. As you get closer, you really become aware of the massive scale of this building. Whoa. This is one of the largest Colosseums ever built. It's certainly the most intact. And if you can imagine, in its heyday, 30,000 bloodthirsty people would fill it, and they come from vast distances from all over North Africa just to see the spectacle. Whoa, always wanted to do that. This was the ancient trading town of Thysdrus. Although small, in Roman times, it was the hub of the Saharan trade routes, bringing goods, slaves, wild animals from the African interior to the Colosseum here and in Rome. Right above me now is the arena floor. And down here is a maze of tunnels and enclosures where thousands of gladiators and wild beasts awaited their doom. And even today, there's a sense of fear that lurks around every corner. Oh. The night train south leaves El Jem for Metlawi in the middle of the night and takes 6 hours. Look at this train, it's so clean, it's so comfortable, and I've never had so much legroom on any train. Look at that. The trains are cheap and punctual, but a little bit slow. See if you can guess what country I'm from.
Oh. We dance, we make like that. We dance. Allah, Allah, ya
Train arrives before dawn. All morning, huge freight trains rumble through the dusty station. This is Metlawi. It's like a one-horse town or one-donkey town. It's the end of the line for passenger trains except one, which is La Lizard Rouge, and this takes groups of tourists up and down the spectacular Selja Gorge. I'm going on it, but to be honest, last thing I need is another train journey. Oh. The Lizard Rouge, or the Red Lizard, was originally the state train of the ruler of Tunis, and it's the only route through the Selja Gorge. This is it. I feel I'm getting down in the desert and even into a tunnel. This is my first view of the desert. From here you can't really see much, but I'm assured that on the other side of this tunnel it's absolutely beautiful. The train stops twice to allow the passengers an all-important photo opportunity. Because I got in late last night, it was all dark. The landscape just has changed from green, and now the more south you get, hot. deserty, but beautiful. Look at that. Oh, that's it. Had me 5 minutes desert experience. Got to get back on the train now. Oh, hold on. The train halts at Selja, where phosphates are scoured from the earth on a massive scale, and they are used to produce fertiliser. This is it. It's the end of the line. Train stops here. Waits about 5 minutes, I think, and then goes back to Metlawi. But I'm going to make a little bid for freedom. According to my map, the road lies only a few miles from Selja. All around this area, you can see evidence of huge mining operations. Well, I'm hoping to catch the local bus. It's incredibly hot here, but fortunately the services are pretty frequent, but generally crowded. I'm heading over to Tazor with a stopover in the oasis town of Temesa.
We've been traveling through the mountains, and it was fairly easy traveling by public transport. Tunisians are, in general, very, very helpful, especially in transport. They help you to coach where to go and how much to pay, and usually they don't charge you too much.
Temesa is what is known as a mountain oasis. Amazingly, the original town was destroyed by a flood in 1969. This is my first oasis. I can't believe the water's cold. It's like hot, sweaty, sandy desert. No water anywhere. You're lucky to get a bottle of water, and then bang, you're here, and there's water everywhere. I mean, I know that's the meaning of oasis, but... Oh yeah. Look at that view. That way, just a few kilometres, is Algeria. But look there, stretching right in front of me for thousands of miles, is the Sahara Desert. But actually, my destination is that way, over the hills, to a small town called Tazur, where I'm going to just chill out for a couple of days. Whew. Ooh, couple of cars. Taxi! Tazur has always been an essential stopover for the camel trains crossing the Sahara. And even today, it's still an essential stopover, but this time for the modern-day tourist. As one of the major oasis towns in the region, Tazur is a popular spot for tourists. Oasis means fertile place in the desert. They are where the natural underground lakes come to the surface. But the growing tourist industry is putting a big strain on the limited water supply. The water that you see flowing through here has actually been tapped into the source of the oasis. A long time ago, the people here made this incredible irrigation system fed by hundreds of canals to make this palmery. So what you've got in the middle of the dusty desert, you've got this green, fertile agricultural land, and it produces an amazing variety of food. To maximise the limited space that they've got here, they've invented this incredible three-tier growing system. It starts with the date palms that go up, and the branches actually act as an umbrella over the garden. The second tier, here's the fruit trees, where you got figs, apricots, that's actually a banana tree. And then you've got the last tier, which is down here, where the herbs and vegetables are grown. This, I think, is rocket. Just check. No, that's not. This is rocket. This is a guy who, like, tenders the garden. He's been doing it for years. There's only so many dates I can eat. But the thing that I have spotted is, look, check these feet out. That is years and years of climbing these palm trees. My God.
Come on, please.
Look at this. I'll keep my socks on because it gives me an extra bit. Oh, right. Oh, yeah. All this for a food date that you can just get down the market for about 2 dinar. Actually, bugger this, I'm getting down.
Really way to go home. Thank you.
Absolutely bananas. This is leg me. Smell that, is that right? What it is, it's local brew around this area, and it's actually made from fermented sap from the palm trees. It's alcoholic, and surprisingly, there's a lot of it about in this area. And it smells and tastes... Oh, absolutely disgusting. Oh, no. Steady. Oh, I thought that was my glass. Oh, it's like glue, like drinking wallpaper paste. Legme is apparently one of the oldest forms of alcohol known to man.
We plan to come here on June because it's not hot like on August or July. So especially in the afternoon it's very warm. You have to stop often for drink water, nothing else. And it's nice, some fruit, if it's possible in the market you wash well and it's okay.
It's quite pleasant trotting around town on a little horse and cart, but to be honest, this is more my style. Way! Hey! It's not a toy, you know. Very dangerous! For about $25, you can rent a quad for half a day. It's a great way to see the area. About an hour by quad outside town, there is a small huddle of plywood buildings set amid the sand dunes. The Tunisian landscape has always been a big inspiration for George Lucas's Star Wars films, and here, just outside Tazur, is one of the sets. This was used in the very first Star Wars film. If you were to strike me down now, then I would become stronger than you could ever imagine. Wow! Ow! Oh, got me in the ear. I ain't playing no more. Close to Tazur is the town of Nefta. It is home to a large band of Sufis, an unusual Islamic sect. Sufi rituals incorporate old belief systems brought north by the black slaves imported to work in the palmeries. This guy is like he's whipping himself into a frenzy, into a trance, so he can get closer to God. Sufis undergo a variety of sometimes startling rituals in order to elevate their minds. The fakir, or the Sufi at the heart of the ritual, dances himself into a state of semi-delirium, which Sufis describe as a way of understanding reality. You can actually feel the energy, everything's sort of changed. Suddenly it was the dancing and the chanting. Now they've all gone and left me on my own. And look, there's a storm coming in, there's lightning, it's windy. From Tazur, I'm heading to Tatooine, stopping first at Makmata in Berber country. The countryside around Makmata is some of the most inhospitable terrain in the whole of Tunisia. In summer, the heat can be fierce, and in winter, biting cold. The Berbers who live here adapt to this climate in unique fashion. Hundreds of years ago, they began to build their homes underground to protect them from the extreme climate. I'm welcomed in to look around the house, which is about 300 years old.
Wow, yeah. It is the kitchen.
This is the kitchen, yeah?
For cooking.
The temperature inside this home can be as much as 30 degrees cooler than the midday heat above ground, and it's certainly a welcome relief. Some of these Berber pit dwellings have become hotels. I'm spending the night in one, the Sidi Driss Hotel. This hotel complex was actually built out of 5 different pit dwellings. It's only 15 dinars a night, which is $10. And here is my room. Oh. Well, this is certainly basic with a capital B. You're not going to get simpler than this. But I like it. It's like living in a cave or something. Right, time to explore. Now this is my favourite part of the hotel. Not only is it a bar, but it's the actual location of Luke Skywalker's home in the very first Star Wars film. Uncle Owen! Uncle Owen! Oh, Uncle, why can't I go to Alderaan?
I think we kind of expected that it would be quite cheap. The first place we stayed in Tunis, we found was a little bit grotty, to say the least. There were sort of cockroaches on the way out rather than on the way in. So, so that was nice. And I think we tried to avoid the toilet in the hotel as much as possible.
Yeah, it wasn't nice.
No.
If you want to be independent travellers, there's no problem with it, is there? You can get along quite easily, because we speak a little bit of French, because we can't speak any Arabic. Our Arabic stretches to La Shukran. So, yeah, our French is, if you can get a little French phrase book, you'll probably be better off if you can't speak any French at all.
An hour from the pit dwellings in Makmata is Tatooine, the site of another ingenious Berber construction, the Qasr Ouled Sultan. The Qasrs were fortified hilltop granaries built by nomadic Berbers to protect their harvest while they were living and travelling in tents in the desert. Qasrs double as a place of safety in times of trouble. Each family had their own grain store, or ghorfa. This is one of the best preserved examples of these sites. They can be found all across the region and in western Libya.
Sometimes I go hitchhiking, sometimes I take the luage, sometimes I take buses, and I'm going to take the plane tonight.
It's easy to hitchhike in Tunisia. Normally you don't wait more than 20 minutes and then you get a ride. And people are really friendly and helpful.
This is a roadside snack bar. It's called a meshwi. You'll find them all over Tunisia. Basically, you just roll up, order your meat, they chop it up. Whatever the dish of the day is will be hanging up back there. That looks like lamb, male lamb that is. They just whack it on the barbecue, fry it all up, takes about 5 minutes and you're away. Oui, combien? Yeah, shukran. I'll have them open. Ooh, look at that. Lovely. Ah! Ooh, ooh, ah, ah. Oh, yeah. Mmm. Bit chewy. It was nice. Is that my lip? "25 miles north is the Merith, a famous historical site. It was on this site in the Second World War where Adolf Hitler's top field commander, Rommel, chose as his last stand against the Allied forces that were closing in on him. And even like today, just walking up there, you get a real sense of this whole area has been like obliterated. It's been bombed to smithereens. There's like craters everywhere, the rocks all shattered. And all around the ground, you find bits of shrapnel everywhere. Look. This is one of the remains of the German trenches. And what's incredible, well, they must have had to cut these out of the solid rock by hand. Behind me is a concrete pillbox, which is like a machine gun post. And all over this hillside is a vast network of trenches like this. The battle raged for weeks through the early part of 1943, but Montgomery's 8th Army eventually encircled Rommel's defensive line, spelling the end of the once mighty Afrika Korps. Just down from the hill are these bunkers, which are Rommel's actual command centre. This is where he lived and ran his campaigns from. Whoa. Wow. Look at that. I can feel it getting colder. I'm right in the bowels of the mountain now. This is the nerve centre of the HQ. And this corridor goes right the way down there. And just off it, you can see these slits. They're like separate little rooms. It's probably where some of the soldiers stayed, or even Rommel himself. While the battle was raging above, he was probably getting a good night's sleep because you wouldn't hear a thing down here. This part of Tunisia is just a few hours' drive from my next destination, Libya. I'm making my border crossing at Ras Ajdir, and from there I continue along the coast to the capital, Tripoli. Tripoli itself is a modern city of about 500,000 people, built around an ancient heart. And it's here where I begin my adventure. Yes! I can't believe I finally made it after hours and hours at the border crossing, then hours of passport control. I'm here in Libya. The only downer about it is, look at this long sleeve shirt. It's freezing. Oh, where's the beaches? Right up until the end of the 1990s, it was virtually impossible for tourists to enter Libya. Now the rules have somewhat relaxed. Although a visa is essential, certain nationalities must be sponsored by a Libyan tour operator. Though as a visitor you will be a curiosity, but for the most part ordinary Libyans are far too polite to bother you. What's interesting about Libya is it's like a melting pot for all different countries in Africa to come here. So if you go out into the market, into the souks, you just see so many different faces, especially from like Chad, from Nigeria, from Algeria, Egypt. And why that is because Gaddafi's got this open door policy where people from countries all over Africa can come here without a passport. And this is where they come and sit, smoke the old pipe. Lots of mint tea.
The country of Libya was created in the 1930s by uniting the former Italian colonies. In 1969, the 27-year-old Colonel Gaddafi led a bloodless revolution, overthrowing the king.
This here is Green Square, and it's where Colonel Gaddafi does his speeches from to the people, and sometimes they can last up to 8 hours long, but I'll cut mine a bit short than that. 40 years ago, Libya was one of the poorest countries in the world, and then they started exploiting their oil, and now it's the third richest in Africa. And I must admit, I was a little bit paranoid to come here, because, you know, you hear so many stories in the West, and also because Tunisia, the people are so friendly. But to be honest, I mean, there is lots of differences, but the people are almost the same, you know, that friendliness and hospitality. It's great.
An hour outside Tripoli is Libya's premier tourist site, the ruins of Lyptus Magna, one of the largest and most well-preserved Roman ruins in the world. The city fell into disuse by the 10th century AD and was quickly covered by sand dunes, which protected and preserved it. Excavated in the 1920s, the site covers almost 2 square miles. Juma Anag, local historian, is going to show me around.
How far back does this area date to?
Between 700 and 600 BC.
Wow, that far back?
Yes.
Where does all the marble come from? Because it's not all from Libya, is it?
No, only the limestone comes from this area, but the marbles come from either Italy or Greece.
The site features wonderful preserved bathhouses and a swimming pool built by the Emperor Hadrian.
When did they find it? Did someone come across and go, oh my God, that's a whole city here?
It has never been totally forgotten.
Right.
Throughout the ages, Leptis was mined for marble statues and marble columns to build churches, mosques, and palaces, not only in Libya but throughout the world.
So where are all these pillars from?
They come from Aswan in Upper Egypt.
They make them in Egypt. All that size, yeah.
All in one block, in one chunk. They put on a draft on the Nile.
Yeah.
Then to the ship from Alexandria to all the way to Leptis.
God. Wow, look at that. What is this area here?
The whole area is the Basilica.
Basilica was the spiritual and the actual heart of the city.
This is marble because my bum's getting cold. Tell me about this little thing I've been sitting on. It looks suspiciously...
This is the toilets or the latrines.
Yeah, I thought so.
The Romans would use it with no dividers in between them. They can sit.
Oh, no dividers. So you'd see everyone else going to
everyone.
You could chat to them while you're on the John.
It is one of the accepted social activities, daily activities.
Yeah, I know. I've been involved many a time. In fact, I need a bit of privacy, if you don't mind. If you could, I can't go with you watching.
As big as the present site is, much of it still remains under the sand. I'm taking a bus out of Tripoli to Saba, 650 miles to the south. Libya has a population of 5.5 million, most living on the fertile coastal plain. Once you begin to head inland, you can see why. The bus crosses the bleak and dusty Jafara plain, for what seems like an eternity.
This is Saba, and it's the Libyan capital of the Sahara. It's also my gateway into the desert. It's a bit hazy at the moment, it's a bit cooler, but I've got a feeling when that burns off, it is going to be roasting. This is one of the largest camel markets in the whole of the Sahara. It's on the main route for caravans coming in and out of the desert, and still hundreds of camels are bought and sold here every day. But now it's mainly for meat and some for tourism. Well, time's getting on now, and I've got to shoot into the desert before it gets too hot. But first, I've got to find myself some strong, reliable transport. This is what I've chosen to get me through the desert. If you're going to go long distances, it's the only way. From Saba to Douada, which is right in the middle of the desert, it's only 3 hours through some of the most beautiful sand dunes I've ever seen.
The whole area is known as the Abari Sand Sea, and I'm heading for the oasis of Douada, which lies at its heart. This is one of the driest places on Earth, but incredibly, in the middle of all this is a series of 13 lakes, and that's where we're heading.
Look at this. This is incredible, man. I tell you, what amazes me is how good these drivers are. So if you're going to get a driver, you've got to make sure they're like tops, because I can't even see some of the sand, and it just suddenly you're down, suddenly you're up. It's just madness. But I'm in safe hands. Check that out. That's one of the Douada lakes. It better not be a mirage. Whoa, look at that. Whew. After 3 hours in that car going up and down through the desert, coming to this beautiful oasis, there's only one thing for it. You've guessed it. Woo! Let's get in there! Yeah! What? What? Woo! Ah! Oh, God, it's salty. Oh, my eyes are stinging. Oh, it's so refreshing. Oh, it's so salty. I'm just floating. Look at that. It's like the Dead Sea. Oh, yeah. Woo! Oh, my eyes.
The Douada lakes are fed by underground water, which has leached slowly through the sand.
Oh, look at that. You can see where the salt has actually dried on my skin. Feels disgusting. So it's time for a wash from this well. Yeah. I'll tell you what is amazing is underneath the desert is a massive natural reservoir. And what Gaddafi's doing is pumping it 1,000 miles in huge great pipes all the way to the coast so people there can get fresh water. It's one of the biggest engineering feats ever. Oh, that's good! Oh, yeah. Can I just ask, what are you doing here? Who comes to Libya, for God's sake, for a holiday? What made you come?
Well, I must say that at first I thought the idea of coming into Libya was a strange one.
Yeah.
But I had no idea that there was such incredible landscape in the south of Libya.
How have you tackled the food?
Well, my expectations were not great, but the food has been fresh salads and couscous.
Yeah.
But I don't think food is what you go for.
What advice would you give, like, tourists coming to Libya?
I'll certainly bring bog roll.
Yeah.
Bring some of your favourite coffee if you're a coffee addict like I am. And otherwise, I think go with the local culture.
Look at this. I've just checked into this beautiful 5-star hotel. It's nice and basic, but you don't need much more. It's a bit airy, and there's a few insects about. But at the end of the day, you're really paying for the view. Woo! Yeah. I've had to leave my 5-star hotel because of the insects. We're leaving at first light for what will be a 12-hour drive. The road from Mabari to Awanat cuts straight through the impossibly dry Mazurk Sand Sea, a virtual straight road for almost 100 miles. In the middle of the day, temperatures inside your car can rise to 100 degrees, and that's why many drivers refuse to drive in this relentless heat. I've just passed some of the most inhospitable land you could imagine. It is roasting inside here. But at least when this is thirsty, the petrol costs less than the water. So I'm going to splash out for more of this because you can't do without it. Oh. From Awanat, we leave the road far behind us and head out into the desert once more for the Caucasus Mountains to view some of the most extraordinary scenery in the world. One of the first European missions to this area was undertaken by James Richardson in the 1840s. He lost his way, but he lived to write an account of how he managed to survive by drinking his own blood. This whole area is just a maze of canyons and rocks, and the only way you're going to get in and out is with an experienced Tuareg guide, or you'd be lost forever. Oh. So I had to take 5 minutes out just to get in a bit of shade at last. Because after you've been like a whole day stuck in that van, I know I'll go on about it, but the heat out here is just, I can't even describe unless you've done it. Oh. And what's even madder, right, is like 10,000 years. I find out if I'd have come 10,000 years ago, all this would have been scrubbery and grassland, and there'd been water everywhere, lakes, reservoirs. And the way you know, because this like used to be a cave where people used to live, and what they've done is they've recorded the animals that they saw running around on the savannah. So you got giraffes, you got antelopes running around, there's even a monkey somewhere. In recent years, archaeologists have begun to uncover the remains of one of the earliest known human societies here. We're heading deep into the heart of the Caucasus, one of the most remote spots on Earth. Oh, this landscape is like the Lost World. It's prehistoric. The trouble of it is it's so dry and so dry in your throat. Like, you have some water, you have a little drink and that relieves it for about 2 seconds, and it's all dry again. Water becomes a bit of an obsession out here. If you stop sweating, heat stroke and death usually follows. This area is known as the Valley of the Shadows. Finally, incredibly, after a whole day in the heat and dust of the desert, we spot a tiny Tuareg encampment. And as ever, I'm invited to share a cup of tea. I can't believe that I actually made it. And to be honest, I've never, ever travelled so far, so long, especially stuck in that tin box, to get to such a remote place. Unbelievable. In fact, this is probably the perfect place to actually finish my journey, here right in the middle of the Libyan desert. And what I've found all along the road is that even in the most inhospitable places, there's always a wealth of hospitality.
Stay tuned for a special Globetrotter Extra.
Why is there controversy over a conservation success story? Nature investigates the good, the bad, and the grisly. Sunday night at 8 on KCET.
Funding for this program is provided by Subaru. The world is a playground. Question is, are you getting dirty enough? Subaru, all-wheel drive, proud and logical sponsor of Globetrotter.
You can find out more about this series on our website. Programs from the Globetrotter series are available and now on demand from globetrekkerchannel.tv. Music from the series is available on CD. You can also order the new Globetrotter Annual, featuring information on festivals, events, and outdoor activities. To order Globetrotter products, call 888-565-0361 or visit the website www.globetrekkertv.com.
Situated on the northeast tip of Africa, the rich and powerful nation of Egypt was ruled by the pharaohs for over 2,000 years. They constructed vast temples and tombs like the Temple of Ramesses III in Abu Simbel and the Great Pyramids in Giza just outside modern-day Cairo.
The pyramids are probably the best-known symbol of Egypt, obsessed with the afterlife. Egypt's pharaohs would immortalize themselves in stone by building massive tombs, and these laid the foundation for the first great nation-state.
There are 5 pyramids on the Giza Plateau. The biggest one was built for King Cheops around 2600 BC and stands 450 feet high.
Seeing is truly believing. Check these things out. They're absolutely incredible. I didn't have any idea about how they'd actually be in the flesh. How did people create these things? I mean, I know it took like 23 years to make one, but they're unbelievable. Was it really human beings? Or maybe it was kind of alien life force.
The Pyramid of Cheops is so huge, its features can be seen from the moon, and it's the sole survivor of the 7 wonders of the ancient world.
Who were these kings? I mean, why did they want these massive monuments built kind of, you know, to glorify them?
Well, one of the things is that the king was not just a king, he was a god. So if he was the great grand god of everything, of all creation, he wanted a big monument, and that's why they had pyramids.
Apparently a lot of the material has been taken from the pyramids.
Yes, all the pyramids in Giza Plateau had beautiful limestone casing. So by the Arab period, when they were building Cairo, they started removing the casing blocks very systematically. So in fact, it turned from being a large cemetery into a large quarry.
Well, here we are at the entrance of the Great Pyramid. One of the things that I have just can't wait to do, basically, is a highlight of the trip.
It's fantastic. Come on.
It took 30 years and 6 million tons of limestone blocks to build the Great Pyramid. At the center of the pyramid is the King's Chamber, which housed Cheops' sarcophagus.
The incredible thing about this tomb is that it's completely empty, apart from this. What happened to everything?
It was presumably robbed out a long time ago. When the Egyptians built the tomb and they put the sarcophagus in, they had an elaborate burial with a wooden coffin filled with the body of the king with lots and lots of jewellery and, you know, boxes and vases and all sorts of things with gold and silver and electrum. But obviously these have been robbed at some time in the past, probably about 20 years after the pyramid was built. And ever since then the pyramid's been empty.
The pharaohs built literally hundreds of monuments all over Egypt, from the Valley of the Kings in Luxor to the southern borders where the River Nile flows in from the Sudan.
Over 3,000 years ago, Ramses II had his sun temple built in Abu Simbel. He built it here for 2 reasons. The first was to impress upon the Nubians his strength and divinity. And the second is because 40 kilometers that way is the Sudanese border. So if you're coming from Africa, the first thing you're met by are 4 massive statues of him staring down at you. The 4 statues of Ramses II are over 65 feet tall. Always been a major tourist attraction, but it was threatened to be lost to posterity by Lake Nasser submerging it completely. So actually it was moved block by block and put up here 65 meters higher, 200 meters in, completely reconstructed in a brand new man-made mountain.